Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Betsy McDaniel in for Robin Zimmerman today, and joining me first is Patsy Brison, and she is with the Coalition for Island Neighbors, and we are talking all about the US 278 corridor project, which of course is on everybody's mind right now, and they've really just kind of recently come out with the preferred alternative, so let's touch on that first a little bit.
Sure, and it's very difficult to try to explain in a few words,
Right.
because SCDOT has put on their website their environmental assessment, which is hundreds of pages long.
And who's going to take the time to read that?
No
Not
kidding.
many people.
Yes, well, I can tell you I've read some of the hundreds of pages so
Right.
far, but much work to do.
Yes.
So basically, it is a 6-lane expressway, and they're adding 2 stoplights, and they're
Okay.
adding a U-turn for those who want to turn left on the Squire Pope Road. So no left turns on the Squire Pope Road.
Okay.
The left turns at Spanish Wells are disappearing. And so it's going to be very confusing for drivers to come through there.
Yeah.
They have not really improved pedestrian and bicyclist access. Some of the new multi-use pathways are still too close to an expressway.
Okay.
And so that's another problem. In addition, there's greater impact on the Stony community. There's 56% more impact on the Stony community. And SCDOT, hidden in its multiple pages, are the words that there's no impact on the Stony community,
Really?
which is ridiculous. They're further ripping apart the Stony community.
Well, so obviously, I know where your stance is and where the coalition stance is, but kind of delve into that a little bit and what you think the solution might be.
Sure. Our position has always been that something has to be done. We call it a base alternative. Of course, we want to fix the bridge over Mackey Creek. That's a given. I think everyone would support fixing a deficient bridge.
Right.
In addition, there are left turns on the Pinckney Island, which need to be improved. There also needs to be a better entryway onto the island, and also to reduce any impacts in the Stony community. And also to try to solve some of the pedestrian and bicyclist crossings throughout that corridor, make them safer. So we've always looked at making some improvements and improving some of the intersections through that area. The other thing that we'll say is that the SCDO plan does not include a connection to the Cross Island Cross Island Parkway. That importantly was changed from an expressway
Right.
to a parkway
Right.
several years ago. So that's an important distinction to make.
Yes.
But we want to make a difference there. And the other thing that SCDOT has not done is that with the extinction of the tolls on the Park Island or the Cross Island Parkway,
Yes.
then there's a greater impact. The traffic has shifted, and the coalition has called on the town to do a new traffic count of the difference in the traffic pattern, and SCDOT should have waited to take that into consideration.
Right.
And the final thing, if I could add to
Of
the
course.
list,
Yes,
and I have
yes,
a
yes.
long
Yes,
list
you do.
here.
That's all right. I like
long
it. That's
list here,
good.
is that the town hired a land use planner, MKSK, with offices in Greenville, South Carolina, to take a look at the Stony community and the surrounding land use and to try to come up with a better way of managing traffic through this area.
Right.
That's still going on. But SCDOT has ignored that and gone ahead with publishing its environmental assessment and with having the public hearing and the public comment period. We urge them to wait and urge the town to ask SCDOT to wait until that land use planning is done. So we think that needs to be done. And the other thing I'll add while I'm talking about land use planning and impact on the adjacent communities is by diverting traffic off of 278 on the Old Wild Horse Road, there is greater impact on the other communities on the north side of US 278. And they have not looked at that, and there are no plans to make any sort of improvements in that area while having increased traffic impact.
Greatly increased traffic, probably. Yes. And so, I know you already mentioned they have had a hearing in some public forums. Are they having another one so that you guys can be heard and the rest of the community can be heard?
Yes, SCDOT is having its public hearing. It's required to have a formal public hearing during the environmental assessment process.
Okay.
And that is coming up this Thursday night, July 22nd. SCDOT is having an open house from 2 until 6 p.m. It's at the Island Recreation Center on Wilburn Road on the island.
Yeah.
After that, at 6 p.m., there is a public hearing. Folks are invited to come and speak, but limited to 2 minutes. So you can speak at that public hearing. You have to sign up ahead of time by going to the SCDOT website, and that's the SCDOT 278 corridor website is where you look for.
Yeah.
And so you can speak. In addition to that, you can make written comments on the SCDOT website, and those comments can be made until August 22nd.
Okay.
So we're urging people to do 2 things.
Yes.
Come to the public hearing on Thursday, and if you can't come then, please comment online, because SCDOT needs to know that the community does not like this plan.
And we have just a couple seconds left. Do you have a website where you've kind of put some of this research that you've done so people can kind of see your point of view?
Yes. The best thing to do is, we don't have a website, but we have a Facebook page.
Okay.
So like us on Facebook. It's Coalition of Island Neighbors, or COIN, and they can go there and find our positions and link to this SCDOT hearing, also to materials, and in addition to anything that comes before Town Council.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Patsy, for being with us. Thanks for all the research that you've done and for being active in this, and we appreciate it. And we'll be right back with more Talk of the Town.